Good afternoon, everyone. We come to you with breaking news here on the Don Lemon Show, the Don Lemon Channel, along with one of our friends of the show who has his own channel here, Michael Fanone, also on YouTube. Breaking news, another person has been shot in Minneapolis. Michael Fanone and I have been getting information on it, and we're going to give you some information. But first, I want to show you what happened. Now, according to reports, MS Now is reporting that the person is dead. I'll show you the video, and then I'll explain to you the details, at least what we know right now. Here it is.
Too much, man, and they keep pushing people, you know?
Oh shit! What the fuck? They killed him? Did they fucking kill that guy? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Not again! Are you fucking kidding me? That guy's dead. Yo, we need people on site.
So there is the video. I'm going to get Michael's response, but I just want to tell you just the latest that I have. Federal agent shot a person in Minneapolis, according to the governor. City officials in Minneapolis also said they are aware of the reports of possible shooting involving a federal law enforcement agent. The incident happened in the area of West 26th Street and Nicollet Avenue and was captured on a video that was posted online that you saw right there. We're working to confirm the additional details, and they're asking the public to remain calm and avoid the immediate area. And two intersections, all of that they've been blocked off. And I should tell you that there has been unrest there. I'm going to show you the unrest, but I want to know from a career, a former police officer, Michael Fanone, when you look at that video, what do you see as we see the unrest that's unfolding in Minneapolis?
Yeah, I mean, from the limited angle that we have, I mean, it's clearly a very chaotic scene. I mean, you have a number of agents. I counted, as many as 8 or 9 agents that were physically involved with trying to subdue this individual. And then, at one point you hear a shot. It's unclear as to where that shot originates from, whether it was fired by an agent or whether it was fired by what I understand to be the decedent in this case, the victim. And then there are subsequent shots fired by what appeared to be at least 2 of the agents that were on the scene, numerous shots, which continued even after it appears that the decedent was motionless. Mm-hmm. It's disturbing. Again, we don't see the origins of this encounter. My initial questions are, what was their justification for interacting with this individual? These are immigration enforcement officers. They don't have the same police powers that I had as a DC Metropolitan Police officer. There were some other questionable actions. At one point, I saw one of the agents beating the individual, it appears, in the head with what I believe was a canister of pepper spray, not a trained law enforcement technique. And again, I never saw a weapon displayed by the individual. It is legal in the state of Minnesota to concealed carry, to possess a firearm. And so I have a lot of questions about this interaction and these agents' actions. And I think one of the most disturbing things is, we have a pattern of behavior from ICE and Customs and Border Patrol in which they engage in incredibly aggressive tactics, unconstitutional tactics, and deadly tactics, as we saw, just recently with the shooting death of Renee Good. And what's even more disturbing is that this agency appears to be unaccountable to the American people. And we cannot trust anything that comes from the agents, the agency, or its representatives within the administration. As we've also seen, countless examples at this point of agents and agency supervisors and heads lying both to the American people and in court.
Yeah. Michael, I don't believe that there's any credibility from this administration, whether it's whatever department it is, the Department of Justice, the Department of Defense, any of it, especially coming from the executive branch, because we know how much Donald Trump lies. And that seems to be the characteristics that the people below him have also inherited. State officials have confirmed that a man was killed. This is according to WTIP News, saying that state officials have confirmed that a man was killed after being shot by an ICE agent in South Minneapolis on Saturday.
Welcome to Turo. What can I give you?
Yeah, hey, I've got a camping trip this weekend. Can I get a gray Bronco with all-wheel drive and a sunroof, please? Thanks.
Heard, and one agent appears to continue to shoot in the direction of the man. The man was transported from the scene, and the Minneapolis police chief confirmed that he has died. Details on the victim and what took place before the video shows agents wrestle him to the ground have not yet been released. Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota said that he has been in contact with the White House since that shooting, and he wrote on X that the president must end this operation, pull the thousands of violent, untrained officers out of Minnesota now. So this is, again, ongoing story. It is breaking. I'm here with Michael Fanone. Michael, I'm going to show this video again, and I just want to get from you what you think of this, because I noticed that there was additional shots fired after the man was motionless on the ground. Number, maybe 6, I don't know, or 4 or 6 or more. And I'm going to play it now, and here it is again.
So much, man, and they keep pushing people, you know?
Oh shit! What the fuck? They killed him? Did they fucking kill that guy? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Not again! Are you fucking kidding me? That guy's dead. Yo, we need people on site.
What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I incorporated this into my analysis with the Renee Good shooting, and I want to reiterate that for law enforcement, we have to justify each and every individual use of force, independent of the previous use of force. So in this particular scenario, the agents that discharged their firearms have to justify each and every round that was fired. I mean, it's unclear as to the origin of the initial shot. You do see the victim in this case react and kind of stiffen up as if he had been hit, and then fall to the ground while agents continued to fire. And then there was an agent kind of on the left-hand side of the screen. You see his back, who continued to fire as it appeared that the individual was motionless. You can't see his hand. I don't know if he still had his hand on a firearm or not. We haven't heard any, or at least I haven't heard any information as to, if this individual had drawn his firearm, if the firearm was simply holstered on his person. Again, all of that should be information that would be incorporated into the investigation. But again, like you said, we can't trust what comes from this administration, and we can't trust the information we're provided from these agencies. I mean, we saw in the Renee Good shooting that they removed the state police from participating in that investigation. And I want to, speak to your viewers as to how abnormal that is. Federal agencies do not investigate homicides. I was on the phone recently with a really good friend of mine who was a decorated homicide investigator, legendary homicide investigator in Washington, D.C. for decades. And he was telling me that, the FBI did all the homicides that he investigated, regardless of whether there were federal charges brought, regardless of whether it was part of a federal investigation or operation, it's the state and local police departments that conduct those investigations because they're the ones who are most experienced in dealing with those types of investigations. To further add to the abnormality of what happened with the Renee Good shooting, the idea that not only would you only have federal agencies involved, but that you would use ICE and CBP as the lead agency to investigate that. You bring in state agencies, not just because they're more experienced, but also to provide the optics of no impropriety. This is going to be an independent investigation. It's going to be conducted by an independent agency. And in this case, you have literally, it's the moral equivalent of me shooting somebody as an on-duty officer and then investigating my own shooting.
Mm-hmm. Michael, I want to listen into, as you know, you and I have been talking about this, and I feel like the efforts of this administration, the way they've conducted themselves, these agents, whatever you want to call them out there on the street, the Justice Department, that they are inspiring this protest and unrest rather than de-escalating it by the way that they are handling it. I want to just listen now to our friends over at Status Quo who do such a great job, and they're out on the scene. So let's take a listen.
You see all these protesters, some of whom are standing here with their hands raised in a sign of nonviolence. Can you hold that again? You can hold it right now. I don't know who that is. I'll find them. Thank you.
Mike, so give me your response as we watch this. Again, this is all unfolding, everyone. We're going live. We're learning about a lot of this just as you are learning about it. What do you think of what I said and what you're seeing?
We're just taking a moment to, again, resettle some gear, be sure that all of our safety equipment's working.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, so, you were there. You were talking to the people. Americans are incredibly, they're angry. And they are horrified at what they're seeing play out on a daily basis when it comes to Customs and Border Patrol and ICE and the way that they are being deployed and the way that they are interacting with not only the migrant community, but with American citizens. We were talking about this earlier offline. Like it is radicalizing everyday Americans, many of whom I've talked to who are never even political, because they recognize the inhumanity of these agents and their actions, and it has a visceral effect. It is deeply, deeply disturbing.
Police line tape that's been put up across.
Listening now to live coverage in Minnesota after another person was shot and reportedly killed by federal agents there. Let's listen.
Oh, yeah.
There is a
Some more
flashbangs.
going off here in the crowd.
You see flashbangs, and there you see the unrest happening there
More
on the
tear
ground.
gas. Yep.
You know, just one thing that strikes me there, I didn't see any actions that would necessitate this deployment of gas and flashbangs, and also it sounds like or looks like pepper balls.
Go.
No warnings were issued,
See the
you know,
agents
by
there tackling
law
somebody in the
enforcement.
street?
And now you just see them,
Filing on him?
you know, running out into the
And
crowd
arresting him?
and tackling individuals that were protesting their actions.
And now they are detaining people and throwing them
Agents
to the
telling
ground.
press
and you
to
see
back
them.
up.
Look at the person there
The
with
man
the.
is trying to scream
Is that
out
a
his
pepper
name.
ball gun? What is that, Mike? What are those guns?
It looks like, so you could deploy tear gas and pepper ball munitions from the same weapon systems. I mean, it looks to your left there at the front of the screen. That's a less than lethal 40 millimeter gun that's used for deploying tear gas.
I have done nothing at all! My name is Matthew James! Obadiah Allen!
Yeah, and this is what happens. I don't know what this administration thinks they are doing and why they think it is okay to do it. I just don't understand it unless it's, you know, the ultimate goal is to make people afraid to go to the
They just
polls in
Sprayed pepper spray directly into the man's face.
November. So we're listening to the reporter there. He's saying someone is spraying pepper spray directly into someone's face.
You want to kill me on the street?
The reports, according to the Associated Press, it was a 51-year-old man who was shot by the federal agents.
I have done nothing wrong!
Yeah, I was talking to Jolly earlier, and he was receiving, you know, reports from individuals on the ground that the individual was a legal observer who was simply documenting ICE's activities.
The person who was shot?
Correct.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
I have done nothing!
And so, Mike, I know you don't have a crystal ball, but what happens after this? If that is indeed the case, that it was a legal observer,
I have done nothing wrong!
because you know, the administration is gonna twist it and say, oh, this person, the officers were in danger and they feared for their lives, even if the person.
Vistaprint prints everything to get your brand in front of your fans, like t-shirts, water bottles, and totes, so everyone can gift it, work it.
If it fell out, we don't know.
Right. We don't know, and unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever know the truth about what happened unless you know, there happened to be another observer there that recorded from a different angle, and that video is produced. Because again, going back to the fact you can't trust anything that comes out of this agency or its you know, leadership or their heads in the Trump administration. I'm actually shocked that we haven't gotten a statement from Kristi Noem declaring that this individual was a domestic terrorist. You know, I'm waiting with bated breath for that to come out. And you know, unfortunately, I believe that as we saw in the Renee Good murder, that the agents will be hailed as heroes. They'll be cleared immediately, and there will be no independent investigation, and ultimately no accountability for for these agents' actions if in fact they were unjustified.
Yeah, and what I'm go on, Michael. Sorry, go ahead.
And it's just going to continue. I mean, it's going to continue until state agencies, local police departments step up and start conducting their own parallel investigations and making arrests. You know, it's fine for people like the mayor of Minneapolis, and I think his name is Frey, and the governor,
Jacob
Tim Walz, to come out and use harsh rhetoric that I, completely agree with. But at some point, you've got to put your money where your mouth is, and you've got to protect your constituents. You have to protect the people of your state and of your city. And I think until some extraordinary efforts are made on behalf of state and local law enforcement, we're going to continue to see American citizens and members of the migrant community killed indiscriminately by ICE and Customs and Border Patrol.